Hey there, welcome to Saturday night. That's Cryptids and Conspiracies, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight we have a bit of conspiracy. Turning to about 1937, something fell out of the sky, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. Let's start with this guy.
Sir, nobody worries about upsetting a droid.
That's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose. Wookiees are known to do that.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Not gonna ask. Not gonna ask. All right, how about this guy?
Abby someone. Abby someone. Abby who? Abby normal.
Welcome back, Abby.
All right. I figured it out. Already.
Uh-huh. Oh, you have?
What brought down the Hindenburg?
Uh-huh.
It was Uncle Lewis asking Grizz for his stogie. When he lit it, it blew up.
Okay. Well, let's talk about other possibilities before we settle on that one.
It was bent over. That's who did it. Feeling good. Bend over with a pick lighter.
All right, let's just add somebody that has some sense.
If it's no Scottish, just come on!
You assume. Where'd he go? He's not here. There he is.
Someone with sense. What the hell you want me on this thing for?
Let's see. If you're like normalcy, what does that say about those two?
Normal is so lame, though.
It's so relative too. Your claim to fame, Cruel, is the fact you were on the Mr. Brown Alliance show and they had the French porn guy in the chat.
That's right, yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Once again, let's advertise somebody else's channel while we're trying to do our show. But there you go. Worst co-host ever. Anyway.
Thank you very much. I resemble that remark.
Yeah, you did. You really, really did.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, so
I take all the credit.
1937, May night, really cold out.
May 6th.
Yeah. Anyway, and there was a large dirigible in the air, largest in the world at that time. And suddenly, fireball out of nowhere. And
so it wasn't cold
destroyed
for very long,
an entire industry. What's that?
It wasn't cold for very long.
No, it wasn't. It was, some people got very, very warm very quickly.
Very, very quickly.
So, very, very quickly. Which is what happens when you got about 6 or 7 metric tons of hydrogen in one vehicle.
Yeah.
Just saying that.
What do you mean? My golly, did you see the flash on that? Perfectly safe to drive around.
Yeah. Yep. So today we're going to talk about the Hindenburg disaster. All right. So let's.
My ex-wife. Which one?
No, that's the Hildeburg disaster. We're talking about the Hindenburg disaster. Anyway. All right. So, okay. So now we're going to. So what is about the Hindenburg? Why do we still talk about it? The
humanity.
Yeah.
Well,
let's watch the footage. AI's recently actually managed to color the footage, so let's take a look. Here you go.
I come from a strong aeronautical background.
Nope, wrong one. All right. After that, it's a lot of that woman singing, so it's not really.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
Not
know,
really DJ.
Bunny. In your research, did you run across the other footage of the?
Yeah, I have it.
going down from the. Okay, cool.
I have
That's quite interesting. That whole story about that and that footage is pretty good.
Yeah,
So.
we'll talk about that towards the end, so we can talk about the significance of it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Who you talking to here? Who are you talking to here, man? Come on now.
I don't know, a bunny.
All right, B-Dog.
All right. Had to get rid of blips and peaceful travel to push for modern travel with planes and jets. Scare the people your way. Conspiracy confirmed. Done.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
See you later.
All right. Good
Welcome
night.
to the show.
Good night. Anyway. Make sure you vote, B-Dog. Make sure you vote.
Vote
Anyway.
in the chat.
I think I know why he's going to vote. Anyway, so what? All right. So why did this matter? Okay. What mattered was at this point. Well, let me just play the clip. There you go. So they started around with the Graf Zeppelin. That was around 1900, and the Wright brothers were still in the bike shop, and so we're talking about there was no viable alternative at that point. Go ahead. There you go. All right.
Hey, we gotta represent, yo.
Are you amused? Can we continue? Are you done giggling? Are we good? All right. Let's get back to flaming death. Okay, let's get back to the serious topic.
Flaming
here.
parkours.
Parkour barbecue. Good.
All right. Continue
Anyway.
on.
All right. So they were the only game in town. Okay. They are able to basically they were starting to supplant boat travel, which was the only game in town. Something else happened around that time that caused boat travel to be kind of looked at askance, and it started losing a little bit of its luster. Another show we did on it, that particular incident. Anyone want to tell me which one that was? Anyone?
I couldn't possibly imagine what that was.
Involved an iceberg?
It involved an iceberg. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. All right. Titanic.
Well,
all
that's
right,
it.
so
I mean,
Titanic
the Zeppelin there was called the Titanic of the Sky, wasn't it? So
yes, it was.
It went
actually
the same way.
Actually, it was as big as the Titanic.
Yeah.
Andrea Dory.
Length. Yep.
Yeah.
As opposed to aluminum.
Actually, aluminum is actually an American word, but the British decided they had to change it to something more sophisticated. So they're the ones that came up with aluminium, but it's actually pronounced aluminum.
Yeah, so. I think a ticket on the Hindenburg in today's money would be something like $85,000, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty steep. It was pretty steep for that time.
Well, which is how you get a socialite who is about a 3, traveling the world
on
at
a
that
good
time.
day.
On a good day, obviously.
Well, you have
obviously connections were there. Yeah.
The allure of the Zeppelin is twofold. One, it was faster than a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And two, you got almost the same type of luxuries as a cruise ship, just not as overloaded as a cruise ship.
Well,
if anything happened, you go straight down to the ground.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. It was called the Concorde of its day because a ship between England and America would be close to 2 weeks to cross the transatlantic journey would be about 2 weeks.
And like the Concorde, it blew up too.
Yeah, but the Zeppelin could do that in 3 days.
Yeah, it was a lot faster.
Lot
Hell of a lot
faster. Lot
Well,
faster.
that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, obviously it flies. At that point in time, there would have been no restricted airspace either.
Up until that day, May 6th, it was the safest of its time.
Wrangler.
It had a very good track record.
Right. Yeah, it was actually it was just greetings and stuff, hey Wrangler. But it was the only way really that anybody that was anybody could get around, And but it also was the exclusive arena of one country.
Mm-hmm.
And
Germany.
it was Germany. Germany had come out from there was a little treaty called the Versailles Treaty, the Treaty of Versailles, that put Germany practically into the poorhouse for decades. And during the course of that, after World War I, the reparations were made them second-class citizens in all of England, all of Europe, and suddenly this little short dude with a interesting mustache burst onto the scene, declaring that he would raise them back up to where to the prominence they once enjoyed.
And technically, he did just that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Speaking,
He did it by nationalizing everything, which pretty much made him which is what Nazi stood for, National Socialist Party. Which, by the way, would make him politically left.
Oh yeah,
not right, politically left.
Yeah.
And it was socialism, which is like the slightly less despotic version of communism. And
all right, time prophet.
And it was a little bit more free. Yeah, it's a little bit more freedom than the Spanish version, which was called fascism, which had a more of a shall we openly do or die aesthetic. Tiny mustache, who worked better, Charlie Chaplin. Yep, he sure did.
Yeah, he did work.
Not disputing that. But basically, he took over one of the most. There you go. Well, he took over one of the most industrious group of people in the world, and the name of what they wound up with was the Nazi Party. And so, air travel, the absolute exclusive arena of the Nazis. So
and they had the swastika. They had the swastika all over the Zeppelin, didn't they?
Well, let me play the clip.
Yeah.
So, you had a kind of now, Pete, you have to understand. Now, we're talking about at this era. Charlie Chaplin did play a Hitler-esque character, the Great Dictator. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Probably to make fun of that very guy. In fact, definitely.
It was a great monologue in that movie too that he did.
Yeah. The first talking.
We're down.
Ah, crap! On YouTube.
Yep. Stream unavailable.
Yep. I'm looking at mine too.
I'm still up.
I'm down.
Is it because the swastikas were on display?
I guess. That's okay.
No,
I'm still up.
We're on Rumble.
Nope. What up?
No, I'm still up. We'll continue. No, actually, I just went down.
Oops. We're still on Rumble and X.
All right. Well, anyway, you want to wait till we're back up, or
you're unavailable. I'm just double checking. I'm just having a look. See.
Yeah, no problem. Well, for those on X and for those on Rumble, we will just have a conversation amongst ourselves until the stream goes back up. This happened to us 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Last week we didn't have any problem
on that freaking calamari damn thing.
Yeah. The word shall not be uttered by us. Evidently triggers
Squidward
with YouTube.
Well, we've already triggered YouTube, so does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Funny thing about it is I ran this through the system and didn't get any flags at all.
Right.
Wow.
So
Really?
This is all algorithm.
Oh, we're back up.
Okay, we're back up.
It just popped
But
up.
you ran it last time through the system and we got popped. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I mean, all right, I'm back up. All right, just doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter what we do, what we say, or
YouTube sucks.
Nothing turns the surface. It's just all live algorithm. It's not like we're going to see, whatever. We're not like we're saying that word,
right.
but
big smile, big smile.
Screw tube.
There you go. Screw YouTube. Yeah. All right. So
but
I know you're not on Rumble,
know.
which is why I wish we could go there exclusively, but we're stuck on YouTube. So
hey now.
He would miss you, Time Prophet.
Rumble's got to get better though. They got to get better.
Yeah,
they do.
They are
I
getting
think
better.
Rumble.
They need
I think
more.
if Rumble
someday we can just go to Rumble exclusively, and I won't have to deal with Time Profit anymore.
Hey, we're down again on my freaking channel.
Yeah, down
again.
It's back up.
What the frig?
It's back up.
No, not mine. It just went down again.
Yeah, it's down again.
Oh well.
Is it because we mentioned Rumble?
Rumble.
Is that now a trigger word?
Rumble in the jungle.
Well, it's the algorithm. The on the live streams, the algorithm is wreaking havoc on YouTube.
Yeah,
a lot of live streamers. It's getting ridiculous. Over
I'm still up.
Stupid things. Yeah, but I'm not.
I'm still up. So all right. Well, it is what it is. Your people will catch up, I guess. Nope, it says I'm down again. Some reason you're down fast. You stay down longer than me. I don't know.
Yeah. It might be because we're using your StreamYard.
The thing is, you know what? I would upgrade my X account, but they keep on raising the freaking prices. Elon Musk, hello. It was like $8. Now it's like 12 or some shit. Like, what the hell is that about?
Is that for a month?
I don't know.
Yeah, for a month get the premium or whatever, so you could actually stream on your X account.
Huh? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks like
yanked it again.
Just yanked it. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. No big deal.
What's the
our stream is suspended for policy violations.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, Which one?
Oh, we're
ever
back.
Changing one.
We use the word. You're back. I'm not back. I'm still down.
Now I'm going again.
Now you're going again.
Where?
Maybe.
What the hell?
Back on.
There we go.
All about.
I don't even.
Hokey cokey.
Fucking YouTube's worse than Anne Hayes.
Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Well, anyway.
All right, let's get back to it. Back at it.
Might as well.
Until we get shut
get
down
back
again.
to it.
Yeah, it was nice and quiet for a bit.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right. So no big deal. No big deal. We'll keep going. Until.
Yeah, I'll just share the Rumble link.
Right.
You can piss off.
All right. So anyway. So basically, what was going on is is that at this time it was like politically expedient. What?
We're down.
I know.
I swear it's Rumble now. They're triggered on Rumble.
What?
They're triggered on Rumble. Yeah.
Well, stop
I'm down.
saying it
Everybody's
then.
down.
Stop
We're not on
saying
the air
it
yet.
then.
We're not
Are you down
broadcasting
at-
there.
Are you down on Rumble as well?
No.
Bumble.
No.
Oh,
Oh no.
Stop
no,
saying
we're
the
not.
word.
Bumble?
All right. Hey,
He's a
Gil.
humble bumble.
Bramble.
Damn it, Bobby.
Oh man. Anyway,
So,
What?
so
Connor,
for those of us,
Chinese,
for those that are on
Japanese.
less shall we say censorious sites, those on X and those on Rumble, we are
Elsewhere.
currently being shadow banned. Our stream is down, like the Hindenburg. Yes.
I was going to say, but you
on
better
Yahoo.
do it.
I mean,
Okay, it looks like a.
Wait.
What the hell? God damn it! Stop saying that word now.
Buddy said Hindenburg and it went down.
Exactly. Yes. Boom. It went.
Let's just sit in silence and see what happens.
Well, I don't think it matters at this point.
Some
but anyway.
gas bag farted. Flames went everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, since we're being taken down, some
Yep.
type
It's
gas
kind of
bag
ironic.
would-
It's kind of ironic, don't you think? But anyway, so all right.
Some crap
all right,
gas
carry
bag.
on.
Anyway,
The show must go on.
all right. So anyway, basically, the theories are as follows as to what happened with the Hindenburg. One of them is a bomb was located in the back. There was a guy who was on the that particular trip that happened to be a vaudevillian acrobat.
Bendova.
German in birth.
Bendova.
German in birth. What?
Bendova. That was a stage name. Bendova.
No, I don't think that was
Yes.
his stage name.
His real name was Joseph Staw. But his
Okay.
vaudeville name was Bendova.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bendova.
All right.
Not lately.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
Sounds
all right.
Chinese.
So anyway, so basically, that the theory
Down
is,
again. I'm fucking
Yeah.
down again.
shall I continue or do you want me to wait until
going.
maybe
Continue.
maybe or
Keep
not?
going.
All right.
Continue.
All right.
Keep going.
So the theory is that this guy, he brought a German Shepherd puppy back with him, and he kept going down into the cargo area to feed it, and
Yeah,
and so
unsupervised.
unsupervised, yeah, because he insisted unsupervised because he said it would upset the dog if there was somebody strange there because it was a puppy.
Anybody ever see the dog?
Yeah, they did see the dog. The dog did exist. I'm pretty
Right.
sure
Poor
it didn't
dog.
make it out of there after the
dog.
crash, but you know.
No. Oh, that's a
Poor
shame.
puppy.
Clicking on it.
But I've never heard if it did or didn't. But I tried to look and I didn't see. We were up for just a second, but we're back down again. But anyway, so I wasn't entirely sure. But the idea was that somebody who had acrobatic ability, and he was known to do high wire acts.
Yes.
He was also a contortionist.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
the idea was that he would be capable of climbing up into the rigging and making his way outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
make
was
his
a
way
German Shepherd.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
the video that I saw, it was talking about it, was the Hindenburg had been delayed, and seemingly this guy was getting awful antsy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I saw the same one.
if he had, for instance,
Joseph
planted a time bomb, if he planted a time bomb, it might explain why he was getting a bit panicky because it was going to go off. And
Yeah,
obviously it
Joseph
did.
Spa was the gentleman's
Because-
name.
Yeah.
Wasn't the initial
Yeah.
report that there was like static electricity in the air and it built up and it kind of sparked something and it blew?
well, that was
Possible.
what they
That was a theory. That was a
basically
theory.
that was what they settled on. The American authorities settled on it.
right.
Yeah.
And the Germans kind of reluctantly signed off on it too, because there was a lot of it was a storm in the area, which is why it delayed going down.
Yeah.
And so the idea was, as soon as it got grounded, that basically that it would create a static electricity charge, that they were venting hydrogen to try to lower the tail of it to get an even descent. And the idea was that it caused a static discharge, caused it to explode.
One of the ground crew guys was interviewed like in the 80s, and he was saying that the one thing he noticed when they were starting to tend it, grabbing the lines and stuff, that he looked up toward the back of I guess he was off to the side of it. He wasn't in front of it. He was up to the side of it, and he saw like a red-orange glow just ahead of the top fin of the Hindenburg, and then it, then it just erupted.
There was a guy in the cargo area that said something similar, and there was a young boy and his father who were there that day, and the young boy later did an interview with him, and he remembered a blue-white flame being on the tail section right before it took off and blew up. And his dad said to him right before everything went, bright and scary and screamy, that he said that it's on fire. And so he remembered his dad saying that. Now, there was a few years ago, there was an investigation where they made like Hindenburg models.
Yes,
and worked through like all three theories, and
get these people to like read into it a little bit.
Well,
funny.
Here's the thing I know we're down on YouTube, but here's the thing too. One of the witnesses.
Are you freaking eating right now?
Hey, why not?
Seriously.
We're down.
I'm not
eating right
X
now.
And we're not on Rumble, the only two that matter. Oh,
okay.
I said freaking Rumble.
Okay. Oh, you jinxed it. No. Anyway,
matter.
what I was trying to say was that the one of the guys that was up where the gas bags and stuff were, one of the guys getting ready to help lower the ropes, heard a boom like an explosion.
Yeah.
Then after that, that's when the fire started. Now, it shuttered the ship that's 200 meters away in the actual helm compartment. They felt the explosion. Okay?
Yeah.
At the same time. So if it's static electricity and then you've got vented hydrogen, I don't know if you're going to have a boom and then the fire. You're just going to have a freaking flash.
Well, see, they did 3 experiments, okay? The first one was an explosion. They put an explosive device back at the tail section, and it went down exactly like the Hindenburg did, okay? But then they're like, okay, well, we got to try the other 2. And then they did a static discharge, and it didn't burn like the Hindenburg, okay? Yeah. And then they tried this other one, postulating that some mysterious fireball caused it, some act of God fireball just to happen to alight along that certain place and triggered that was their conclusion.
A deflated gas bag, which would have been noticed immediately by anybody of the crew being up there.
Well, that's the thing. They're saying that there was like a gas leak, but the reason why the Germans were able to use hydrogen is because they had redundancies to account for any gas leak, and so that's not. I mean, they basically bent their whole entire hypothesis to not say it was a bomb, which They must be
Would
CIA plants, okay? Because they absolutely refuse.
Would they have had scent put in the gas so you could smell it at that point in time?
It's entirely possible. They did something different. I know that there's a nitrogen mix, and nitrogen has a definite scent. And I know that they had nitrogen mixed in with their hydrogen. And so there's a possibility that was their secret, was that they could smell leaks happening, which is why our natural gases got a scent to it. They put
yes, exactly. That's why I was thinking that. Yeah.
To determine if there's leaks.
Now, didn't somebody in one of those documentaries say that it was mixed with oxygen?
No, it's
hydrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen. Okay.
Yeah, it might have had some oxygen in it. That's entirely possible, but it's hydrogen. Hydrogen is a hydroxide, so there's oxygen in hydrogen. So yeah, there's some oxygen in there.
Some molecules, some wee molecules.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm talking about the chemical formula
now. Hydrogen is one oxygen molecule. Anyway. All right. So basically,
and I'm still down, by the way.
Yeah, I am too. I'm not going to sweat it. So basically, they just bent themselves out of shape to try to say that this mysterious thing happened at the tail section that ignited gas that may or may not have leaked, and it went down the ventilation and it caused that was their conclusion. When the first conclusion had the exact same result.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
At Occam's razor, if you're a scientist, Occam's razor, the simplest solution is often the right solution. Okay, so they came up with this crazy cockamamie, conflation of events. Yeah, well, whatever. And conflation
they have to go through some mental gymnastics to
make how they want it.
Right.
And the funny thing is that first test that they did with the explosive at the rear end was just like what the
looked exactly.
Witness accounts, the photographs and video of the film all show that same effect.
So I'm even more convinced by their concluding that it wasn't. I'm even more convinced now because of the stupidity of it. So there, while this guy was investigating this, somebody came up to him and he said that I've been trying to show people this footage that my uncle took from my dad's camera that night for years, and nobody has ever been interested in it. They just want to use the news footage. And so what we know about the media now, and that they're just basically walking hand in hand with whatever governmental organization holds their leash.
Exactly.
So basically, he said nobody wants to see this footage, and so he's like, "You don't want to see it either, do you?" He's kind of like defeatist, right? And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I want to see it." But the footage kind of like was too good to be true, and so he took it to like the Kodak company, which still exists evidently, and they looked at the film and they determined that the film was old, aged enough to have been from that era, 1930s. Okay, and because it had the right composition, had the right decomposition to be from that era, and so they digitized it and they came up with. Now, one of the reasons people didn't believe it was real is because his uncle used placards to kind of like break it up. Because back then it was like the silent era, and that's they would use placards to go kind of tie the scenes together. Evidently, he did that by hand, and so it looked like it was a good editing job, is what it looked like. And so people are like, "No, there's no way this is amateur," but they determined that it wasn't. That it was an amateur. And so this is what the footage. Go ahead.
Never mind. You're gonna show it. I was about to say you wouldn't happen to have set footage, would you?
I would. Unfortunately, people on YouTube won't be able to see it, but here we go.
Oh. Well.
So, okay, if you're doing this experiment or whatever, wouldn't you want to use all the footage possibly available? Why didn't they use that footage?
So. Yeah, I would have thought
because
so.
if you use that footage right there, it looks more like an explosion.
Oh, no question.
I mean, because if you see the way the fire expanded, it went from like very little area to immediately.
Well, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. If the hydrogen gas exploded because of heat or static electricity or whatever, it's a heat source.
Yeah.
It's an ignition source. So you have the bags that are in there. 16 of these suckers. Okay, they're huge.
Yeah.
16 bags of hydrogen. The bags are made of cotton and God knows whatever else kind of, it might have been double lined as far as we know. Could have been double thick with different stitching and some sort of sealant on the seams. We don't know.
But, silver paint.
Okay. But here's the thing.
It was in that video I sent you.
It exploded. There was, you could see the mushroom cloud that came up from the back half of that Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you watch the whole thing together,
why didn't the ship just explode as one piece? Why didn't the other gas bags at the front of the ship explode? They burned. They didn't explode.
The thing about it is, though, is if it's like one, if it was like static charge, then it would have happened all over the thing. Because
it would have energized the whole. It energized the whole shell.
Yeah, but it only was like that one small part near the tail where evidently the vents were. Okay, they had vents on the top.
What was the silver coating for again? Was that what was the silver coating for?
It was the weather seal, essentially.
Weather seal, okay. So it wasn't anything to prevent static electricity or anything like that. Then.
I don't think silver conducts. Silver conducts a charge. I don't think it does. Does it?
No, maybe not.
Anybody know if silver conducts a charge? I know that copper conducts very well.
Copper and aluminum. Aluminum can conduct a charge. Aluminum can conduct a charge.
Well, let's look on the old interwebs.
Yeah, all right.
Because they make aluminum. They make aluminum cladded copper wire. And aluminum.
Well, I just know that they use silver paint. I'm not entirely sure why, but there's a reason. I mean, the Germans
maybe it was.
Yeah, silver is an
excellent thousands.
What was that?
It's an excellent conductor.
Silver can conduct electricity. Yes.
Okay. Then, like I said before, why didn't the whole freaking ship explode simultaneously? If the outer shell was charged, and if the static electricity charged the outside, it would have also charged the aluminum because that's a conductor, and the whole thing was made out of aluminum. The whole thing would have blown up like freaking Hiroshima.
Yep, it would have all gone.
But it didn't. It burned.
Well, and at the same time, they grounded it when they threw those chains out to the ground. They grounded it, and so and it didn't happen till after it was grounded, and so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. But all I know is from that side view, the one that nobody wants to talk about, nobody wants to use, the one that we just saw, it looks like that the explosion like started and just like whoosh.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever triggered the chain reaction, people don't understand. To have a chain reaction, you have to have energy to start it.
Yeah.
There has to be an energy to start the chain reaction. Like in a nuclear bomb, there has to be an energy to start the chain reaction. And so to see that chain reaction that dramatic, there had to be a hell of a energy source to start. And so a act of God fireball, St. Elmo's fire, which is completely unpredictable, that doesn't sound as feasible to me as an explosive device. And
No.
if you look at the way the world was at that time, then if you wanted like dominance of the air, you had to dethrone the Germans to do it. And so all these cameras stayed during the rainstorm to see a ship that had been to America 11 different times land. And it's like every time that something significant has to happen for us to make changes, drastic changes in the world, there's always seems to be a camera on it. Dealey Plaza camera on it. The 9/11, the World Trade Center had cameras on them. You know, Trump, the one time that all the cameras showed up for one of his rallies.
What are you trying to say, buddy?
The fact that this was on camera, and then you had this guy going, "Oh, the humanity! Oh, the humanity!" And then next day, every single paper ran front page articles that were just like, "Oh, the Hindenburg exploded," and the truth of the matter is amazingly, 67 of the passengers out of 93 made it out of there.
Yeah, they were jumping off the thing and everything.
Yeah, and the reason they made it is because there was like excellent safety measures.
But not the dog.
Maybe not the dog. I don't know. But the thing about it is that was the first time that the German Zeppelin line had any casualties whatsoever. Out of I think it said over 11,000 flights around the world.
What about
no casualties until that incident?
The potential would-be saboteur. Did he survive?
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Joseph Spa, aka Bendova. He did survive. He had a broken ankle or a broken leg. He actually was outside. He was actually in the lounge, looking out one of the big windows when it happened.
Right.
And he basically broke the window and jumped, or I guess there was one of the mooring lines was down beside where he was. He broke the window, grabbed the line because he's an acrobat, and he had the physicality to do that. And then he waited until he got close enough to the ground, and then he jumped. And when he hit, he broke his ankle or his leg, and was able to, hop out of there on one leg or whatever. So, he did survive.
Yeah.
Actually, I was surprised he went on to be in a couple of movies back in the 70s and 80s.
Almost like he was awarded.
86.
Almost like he was awarded, for some service or some sort.
He failed up. He failed upwards.
Yeah, he did fail upwards, didn't he? He fell way upwards. It is what it is, you know.
And he was a German. He was a German-born American citizen. He immigrated over here to the United States as a kid, became an American citizen.
And there was a lot of Germans that were not happy with the Nazi Party.
No, they weren't happy with Hitler and the Nazi Party at all.
Well, and we're down again. We were up for a few minutes, but we were down again. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out my poll.
He hot-footed it away. Yes, he did. He hopped away on one leg. So I'm going to close my poll too, because it's who knows.
Well,
hey, if you're still on my chat and you haven't voted in the poll, please vote in the poll that I have on my chat. And if you're in Bunny's chat, vote in his, because we don't have a chat, we don't have a poll chat in the other venues. So,
vote in the poll.
Vote in the poll. So,
I think what we're going to do next. I think next.
I'm down again. Holy shit!
Saturday night.
Now it's back up again.
Yeah, I think next Saturday night we're just going to put the poll on X.
Yeah,
put it under the. So we'll put it on X next week.
All
right.
My poll said in the middle. I had one in the middle.
Okay.
So did you have anybody vote on yours?
Hang on a second. I'm shutting it down. Yeah, I had 3 votes actually.
Okay.
We got the question was the dirigible disaster sabotage, and it had 2 confirmed and 1 debunked.
2 confirmed and 1 debunked.
And you're down again.
Yeah. So evidently time profits in your chat. So okay.
Yes,
because you had 1 debunked. Yep.
He is.
Yeah.
So
there was 1 debunked. It's okay. You can't see us. I can talk trash.
I told you it was down, you doof.
All right. So
you
I
mentioned putting the poll in X, and YouTube got all butthurt.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's back. So, all right. So basically, I'm just gonna say I'm confirmed. That last footage really sold me, and the fact that those idiots were jumping all over themselves to try to say it was anything but a bomb pretty much convinced me that there's something to it. So I'm going to say confirmed for me. What about you, Mr. Cruel?
Yeah, I'm confirmed. I'm absolutely confirmed. YouTube is a prick.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The other thing. Right. The other thing. Yeah, I'm confirmed. I do believe it was a bomb. Thinking on it now, just with everything we know. Yeah.
All righty. What about you, Abby?
Well, I'll say this. I'm confirmed on the blimp, and I'm undecided. I think YouTube is undecided on everything.
Okay. So you're confirmed on the disaster that may or may not have happened. It's okay. We're down again anyway.
I think it was planned.
Okay. There's just too many people that benefited from it on the American side.
Yeah.
And they benefited like at warp speed. I mean, they literally had airports like the next week or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like it's down, go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, all righty. All right. Wookie, what are you, my friend?
Oh yeah, it was Sabotage.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Sabotage.
All righty. For those of you that are going to go back and watch this, Suspended for Truth. Yep. Yep. But for those of you that go back and watch this,
we're down again. I'm getting Tourette's.
All right, for those of you who go back and watch this,
it'll probably be 100% on. It won't break or nothing. It'll be
yeah.
You know, everybody on YouTube will get to see us bitching about YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, there won't be any breaks. They'll be able to watch everything.
We're talking about a blimp.
Yeah,
we're talking about a blimp. I will just share one of the other links.
So I'm gonna have to play this. Definitely confirmed. We're pretty convinced that we had one in the middle, and we had a time profit. It's always going to be debunked.
Hardcore blimp. I like it.
Yeah, it is. But yeah,
Express.
Right down the toilet.
Yep. So basically, in our humble opinion, there's just too many people that benefited from this happening when it did. There was too many political. There's too much political hate to be earned from this, and when you look at how it happened, how fast it happened, there's just like too much energy in that explosion to be from some random happenstance. Like St. Elmo's fire. Can you call yourself scientists?
Movie? Is that a movie? St. Elmo's Fire?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's a natural phenomenon that happens randomly in nature, and it's unpredictable. And they want to say it's essentially the Bigfoot. I mean, people claim to have seen St. Elmo's Fire, but it's like one of those things that that they call it ball lightning in some places. But it's like yeah, I mean, people see it, but it's like something that's completely unpredictable, and it usually happens close to the ground. And so you idiots just stretched your credibility just to say that it's not it's not a bomb.
It must be divine intervention because
And they
I
didn't
guess
mention
God
anything about a lightning strike, did they?
God just didn't like the
It
big.
could have been a lightning strike. You know,
kick in the
I would have
sky.
been more reputable to say that.
Well, a lightning strike would have showed up on all of the.
No one
the
ever said
lightning
they
strike.
saw a lightning strike. That's the thing. No one saw any flash or anything.
No,
right.
And that was it.
The weather condition that they were worried about was a storm, but it wasn't a lightning storm. It was just like a rainstorm.
And they were delayed by 2 hours because of the storm. So they were just
Yeah.
out drifting around.
It was a
waiting for the
visibility
weather to clear on
problem.
Yeah.
I'm sure if it had been a lightning strike, it would have been all over the news. Hindenburg gets struck by lightning.
Struck by lightning.
No,
Yeah.
I said it was Uncle Lewis, and Grizz had to get a stogie before he lit it.
Well, the issue with that was unless he was standing on top of the blimp near the ventilation for the for the hydrogen gas. And by the way, that stuff is not as flammable as you think it is. I'm gonna have to say no.
Glycerin plant.
I'm gonna have to say no.
He took
on
down
that
the
one.
Griswold tree. What did you do to my tree?
That wasn't static electricity. That was
All right. So that's been our show.
was the cat.
Once again, screw YouTube.
Yes.
For
Down again.
Thanks
Son
for
of a
nothing. Thanks for nothing. And we will see. Well, of course, he's gonna. I guess he's gonna go with the random
bright spark
theory.
Yeah, it's a
Of
bright
course, that
spark
would appeal
off
to
of an
him.
incendiary device.
Yeah,
Pass into the blimp.
I guess an incendiary device right near the ventilation of the hydrogen in the back end of the tail would
That's
probably
the
cause
boom
a spark.
that shook the thing.
Maybe a wee
exactly.
spark. Yeah. Possibly.
There you go. Anyway,
right.
So for anybody that's still watching this, and we're up on
Rumble,
YouTube for the second. You all have a very good night, and
Yes.
we will see you all next time.
See you all next time.
Bye,
Have a good
everybody.
night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.